What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another stream. Oh, I just muted the music. That's not what I wanted. To another stream. We are, wow, already failing. That's what we're doing. I realized one thing. Whoa, on the screen. What?
I went to me, but
okay, hold on. Let me push that. I'm going to do the lower one and do the in area. I'm just going to reseat this because sometimes it does that. Yeah, this is going really well, guys. Yeah, it's not the system's going. I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I can handle 3 days straight of streaming. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Robeytech Live. I am your host, Justin Robey. No, it's still not working. Go to it again. You were there before. Let me do this.
I mean, it's working on the Ninja.
Yeah, I know. That's the part that's super frustrating. Okay, hold on one sec, guys. We're gonna do all this stuff. Deactivate. It was there before.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
You gotta let you fly. I'm trying to figure out why this is not working. There you go. I'm just gonna redo it all. There you go. Hopefully that shows up.
There we go.
Yay, okay. Anyway, are you guys hearing music? I'm not hearing music. Did I mute this against? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. You know what? We're going to just do this again. Wow, that literally nothing was going the way that it needed to. Anyway, guys, welcome to special. This is a special edition of Robeytech. So day 3, we got him. Oh, you want to put the fan on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let Hip put the fan on. But welcome to day 3 straight of Robeytech. We are back. This time we are streaming something new with the team at XPG. Again, huge shout out to the team over at XPG for hooking us up, guys. We're gonna be giving away. Well, actually, Blondie, why don't you listen? What we're giving away? We're giving away some cool packs. So we have 3 swag kits that we're giving away. We're giving away an NVMe with some stuff. We're giving away a PSU, and I think we're giving away a power supply as well. So a power supply, a case, and RAM, which is actually pretty cool. So we're gonna be giving away 3 kits. We're giving away a Valor Mesh Nano in white with an XPG backpack. We're giving away a Lancer Neon RGB with a sports bottle, and then that's DRAM, and then we have the Mars 980 blade and an XPG soccer ball. Even though soccer is spelled wrong. I don't know what a sorcerer ball is. Oh, sorcerer, XPG sorcerer keyboard. I spelled soccer, apparently I can't read, so that makes it even better. But yeah, it's cool. And Braxo, congratulations, I'm glad that you're stoked. The PCs are all getting wiped and reset now and all that sort of stuff. I know, it's been a morning already. So we are, I'm just making up words, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be building inside of a case today that actually, I opened this up and realized it has no side panel. So this is going to be interesting, but this is the XPG Valor Air Nano that we're going to be building in today. It's a smaller form factor case, lots of opportunities. We're going to be putting a very powerful build inside of it today, just jamming it full of stuff. And then this is the case that we're giving away as one of the giveaways is cool as well. So yeah, it's kind of a neat little stealth case, which should be a lot of fun. So yeah, and the best thing about the giveaways that we're doing today is all of the stuff is worldwide. So it's worldwide. If you can get DHL, FedEx, or UPS, you can enter to win, right? Is basically the way that it's essentially going. So it's going to be a good stream, and you guys have some chances to win some free stuff and all that sort of stuff. We are at the last stream here in the studio today, but guys, do not forget, we are streaming again on Friday in partnership with PNY, NVIDIA, and NZXT. We're going to be giving away a 5060 Ti on Friday. That's going to be happening at 1 p.m. Pacific time over at twitch.tv/Robeytech and twitch.tv/NVIDIA. I think it's NVIDIA's on NVIDIA GeForce's Twitch stream as well. We're going to be building a PC that we are giving away. We already have a link for that one. That's a beautiful NZXT H9 Flow RGB Plus build, so you can enter to win that or potentially walk away with a GPU as well. And again, that's Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific. And that's it for this week. Finally, at that point in time, we kind of get back to normalcy, and then we'll be back to our 3 times a week streams after that, which should be cool. So great week of streaming. You guys have gotten like what? Like by the time it's all said and done, you'll get like 12 hours of me. I don't even know what. You guys just seem better because of it, right? Which would be good. Let's see what else there is. I don't know if there's much else. Is there anything else? Braxel was happy.
I was curious about like the international eligibility, but are they assuming the cost of that shipping?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
all that. Yeah, so
it is giveaways that are available to everybody, but with the caveat of you need to get it there.
No, they'll pay for it. Oh, you just got to enter.
Okay.
You even get it. You get it no matter what. Yeah, so let's go. Yeah, it should be good. Yeah. And then so today's build excludes, except for Russia and the Ukraine. Russia, Ukraine. I don't know if I have a big presence there, but if I do, das svidanya, Vilnius and the Stavlik, you know how it goes. Do we ever get to see Brian's face? No. If you did, it's almost like seeing the face of God. Your mind would explode. No. But
in comparison, I mean, like when Robey and I stand together, they're like, "Wow, Robey looks pretty ugly compared to this guy."
Thanks. That's how it goes. Yeah, that's exactly what people say. Thanks, Brian. So anyway, let's talk about the build we're putting inside of this case today. I'm looking forward to this build, and then we all pack up and head out to San Diego, where we're going to be doing stuff like covering, and I gotta give a shout out here while I can, covering things like this. The ROG Xbox Ally. So we have a video coming out for this here pretty soon. So again, huge shout out to Asus for hooking us up with this. We got our. Here's the thing. I would say this one it's $599. I think that's what we would say. All in all, it's cool to get to play with this thing. I have the new one as well, the X one as well, which we're in the middle of doing the testing and stuff for there. Yeah, we'll let you know. Anyway, guys, let's talk about the build we're putting inside it today, because that's really what we're here for. So starting with the CPU, it's been a while, but we're going AMD here on this one. The AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D. I wanted to jam this thing with as much power as we possibly can. So this is like a nice sleeper style PC. This would be great for, if you wanted to just have like a pack and go LAN rig or something like that. That's where a PC like this would actually end up working really, really well. Now, understanding the limitations of the 9800X3D, the good thing is the 9800X3D can still do productivity. Obviously, not as well as something like a Core Ultra 7 265K, but where you see this, and with the GPU I'm pairing this with, which I'll grab right now, which is the NVIDIA RTX 5080. This is where the 9800X3D and what becomes so useful at 1440p and 4K is just the improvement to 1% lows and all that sort of stuff as well. So that's the reason that we like to pair this CPU with this GPU. All in all, like usually when people are going and spending less, like say for instance they're doing a 5070 Ti or a 5070 or a 9070 XT or a 9070, a lot of what I ask people to do is, hey, you should step down in CPU, go to something like a 9700X, which is about a 1.9% difference in terms of overall gaming performance, and then maybe 3 to 4% in your 1% lows. But the bump you'll get from spending that money instead of on a CPU, but bumping up from a 5070 to a 5070 Ti or a 9070 to 9070 XT will be more significant. So anyway, this is ideal pairing at 1440p and 4K for a 9800X3D, and that is that's the RTX 5080, 5090, 4080, or 4090 kind of there. So that's why we have this pairing specifically. For the motherboard, we're doing Micro ATX today, so we're using the B850M plus Wi-Fi. B650 is technically EOL at this point in time, so a lot of times when I do new builds and new cases, we're using modern day components. So if you wanted to save a little bit of money on this, I mean, again, this isn't a very expensive build coming in at $2,500. This is a lot of power packed into $2,500, but this is the Tough Gaming B850M plus Wi-Fi motherboard. It's got Wi-Fi 6E, you get all the DIY, you get all the PCI 5, and so all in all, really, really good. Time code device. Okay, I'm back. That was weird. It just decided to, do you guys hear me now? Sound back, there we go. That was weird. Yeah, the DAC just decided to do something weird. Where did I cut out at? No sound, people are saying sound. There's some sound, but then there's no sound and everybody's, anyway. So I think you could do a 240 even with a 9950 X3D. I'm not sure. I have to test that, but dude, 99, like right now cooling most modern day components is actually pretty easy, which is actually pretty cool. So, anyway, there's our motherboard for our cooler, making its Robeytech debut, but not Robeytech Live debut, but not Robeytech debut, is the Aqua Elite V6. I think this thing is like, it's like 93. Well, that seems like the wrong price. I think it's on sale for 50 bucks right now. I'm gonna take a look. Maybe it is 100. This used to be less expensive. Elite 360. So that's the Arctic liquid freezer. Where's the Thermalright? Aqua Elite 360 is, I think it's 60 bucks. That might just be the V. Yeah, I think, yeah, you can get the V6 for $51, guys. So it's on sale for $51. So I don't know which link that is, but there is actually a cheaper price right now. Thermalright makes really good AIOs for really inexpensive prices. So you can actually pick this up. I'm looking at it on Amazon right now for $51.99. And it's a 360 millimeter AIO. It was one of our best performing AIOs that we've tested overall. And, you know, for that price, why would you not do this? And given that you can't see it anyway, it's just gonna make the box light up. Originally I was gonna put the Panorama SE in this, and then I was like, well, if you can't see the screen, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So saved ourselves almost 200 bucks on that one. For storage, just to make sure we have enough room, we're gonna throw a Renegade 4 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drive. And then we're gonna do 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 mega transfer CL30 Trident RAM. Now, a couple of things. One thing that's kind of come up, and we actually have a short coming out on this pretty quickly, is somebody said, hey, Robey, why, shouldn't you do a dedicated NVMe drive for just your OS? And I wanted to kind of talk about that because there is something about essentially using a single drive, but I'll talk about that here in a second. I want to finish out the parts. Another part from XPG we're going to be showing off today. This is the PYMCORE, their PYMCORE SFX PSU. It's an 850 watt PSU. So this is going to be our PSU, which is more than enough power for our RTX 5080. And then we're going to be using some of those beautiful Thermaltake SWA fans. Reason being, it's very easy to change to reverse fan blades and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to be throwing a couple fans in there just to finish out this build. So this is all of the parts we're putting inside of this. You cannot get the PSU or the case yet in the United States. They're hoping to have them in here by the end of the year. Now, real quick, just to get back to that question I was asking, Robey, should you use a 1 terabyte, a separate drive for your OS? Here is when you should use a separate drive for your OS. Reason that a lot of times that we ask people to do this is that there is a thing on your Windows drive called a swap file, and swap files take up a certain amount of space. Now, Windows automatically sets it up so it's deterministic based on how much space you have on your drive. But again, if you fill up your drive completely, especially if you're using what's called a DRAM-less NVMe drive, where the DRAM that's on there helps it seek and find things much easier, meaning the performance is faster, but as you fill up the drive, the performance goes down. And if you fill up your drive and it doesn't have enough space for the swap file, then your performance goes down. The way that you de-risk that situation is just say, I've got a single drive, say for instance 1 terabyte, you could even do 500 gigabytes if you really wanted to, that's just for Windows. And then what people will do is they'll set the files, the swap size of the drive to like 500 gigabytes or something like that. So Windows can do all of the things that Windows wants without ever having a problem. And then essentially at that point in time, you can do whatever you want with Windows necessarily. And then you have a 4 terabyte drive that's literally just for games. Now, the reason that people do this is that most people probably don't pay attention and don't know when their drive is like that full, nice little red that says, hey, it's pretty much all the way full, and then all of a sudden your performance is dropped because you've done a bad job of managing your space, and therefore, whether you know it or not, you're just not getting the optimal performance out of your drive. With 4 terabytes, obviously that's less of an issue. But if you were to ask the same question to somebody 2 years ago, when you're like, I have 2 terabytes of space, that I will never fill that up, and now 2 terabytes even sometimes feels like it's not enough. So ideally, if we wanted to, we could throw another 1 terabyte drive on this and have that as a dedicated OS drive. They're so inexpensive nowadays that it's like literally it almost feels like throwaway. But again, some of the things that people worry about is bifurcation and all that sort of stuff, which is always something that may necessarily be a problem. If you're using a higher end motherboard, this may not be a problem, but it's more complicated than you think. But the short answer is that it really all depends on how much you want to de-risk. So, no, your 1 terabyte drive, Braxel, we're gonna ask you about what you wanted to do with your 1 terabyte drive, but right now you have a 2 terabyte OS drive, which is the 990 Pro, which makes a lot of sense because of the applications and stuff you're doing, you want that to be the snappiest. And then as long as you don't stick anything else on the 2 terabyte drive outside of maybe a couple applications, you're gonna be absolutely fine. You could technically put your swap file on your 1 terabyte drive and make your swap file like literally that big. It's a use for your 1 terabyte drive, but given you've got the 4 terabyte drive, and as long as you install your games and stuff to the 4 terabyte drive, to be honest, you're in good situation. So your application and Windows system drive would be your 2 terabyte, and then your game drive would be the 4 terabyte. Is there a same issue with an SSD with DRAM? So Sakib, yes-ish. If you have DRAM, you're less concerned about filling it up because it still can use the DRAM to seek, but you still need to make sure you have enough size, room for your swap file, and DRAM doesn't fix that problem. But again, if you have 10% of your drive still available, you're still getting really, really good performance, Sagib. Yeah. Is the Hydzilla? Yes, the Tough Gaming B850M is enough for a 9800 XRD. You could even do a B650 as well. So yeah. So hopefully that answers those questions. Let's go ahead and start getting this stuff out of there. I just wanted to spend a little, part of this that we're trying to do better here at Robeytech is actually spend some time educating more than just building the PC. So if we find an opportunity to kind of explain something and why we do things because the question has come up, and we have a short coming out on this pretty soon anyway, I like to spend the time here and do it. So yeah. I mean, honestly, dude, that's the thing is PC. Every once in a while, like, here's the deal. We're doing a video with NVIDIA where we talk about PC building and PC gaming 20 years ago versus PC gaming now. And yes, it was far more complicated back then, but in some ways it still is pretty complicated, if that makes sense. So. And so it's just, yeah, we try and do our best to try and make it, we try to demystify PC building as best we can. Yeah, Demindred, one of the things that we're actually testing, and this idea actually was given to us by Western Digital will be really mad, by WD, is they actually said that they wanted to, that the smarter thing to do, because of the cost of physical drive space, is to get like a big physical drive, like throw like a 4 terabyte or like a 12 terabyte like WD Gold drive in here. And then what you do is you actually install all your games to that. And then what you do is you swap things in and out of that. So instead of pulling them from, like, say, for instance, Steam, because not everybody has the fastest internet, the much more efficient thing to do and the safer thing to do is literally just to instead essentially pull them off, like download everything to that, and then just move things back and forth off of that really, really big drive. So yeah. So yeah, that would be one thing. Why would you go Founders over third-party NVIDIA or vice versa? So DW, for this particular case, it's because of the size. The size of there are some limitations in terms of the overall length of the card. And the one thing about the Founders Edition 5080 is it's an SFF ready card. And so that means this is technically an SFF case. So I'm using an SFF ready card. Now the cool thing is that NVIDIA actually has an SFF program. So if you want to find other cards and you wanted to use those instead, you absolutely could. Do you need to? No. And the other thing too is the Founders Edition cards are really nice. And a lot of times the price on those, these have actually been in stock. 5080 FEs have been in stock. So it's been an easier card to get, which I think is a good thing. So, but there's no issue with doing either third-party or NVIDIA first-party GPUs. Robey, can you decrease the need for swap file by adding more RAM? Some of this, yes and no. You have to understand some of what it uses swap files for are just legacy Windows things. I don't know why I put that in there because that shouldn't make sense. Some of that is legacy Windows things, but having more RAM always helps. But Windows will always need a swap file. But there is, yes, in certain cases, yes, you do, by having more RAM, it does reduce the need for a larger swap file, but not entirely. All in all, you should, the only thing I would, and I think Org is kind of hitting on it best, the page file or swap file that he's talking about, the better thing to do is to let Windows run it automatically or just give it an inordinate amount of room if you wanted to do that. But all in all, you should not really mess with it. It's just kind of how Windows works. Hey, I see this extra thing that appears to go on my Mobo heatsink. What is that? I don't know what, Braxel, I don't know what you're talking about. I need more details of that. Was the pre-thermal pasted? We will have to put thermal paste on this because we don't have thermal. We've used this AIO before. Blondie, do we have clicks? So the heatsink that's on your M.2, there's another thermal pad that you could add. You don't need it, but there is a second thermal pad we could add, but it's not needed. And there's no reason for us to take it apart just to add it, Braxel. There's a small additional thermal pad that you could add that would mean additional thermal heat dissipation on the back side of your M.2. Okay, so we do have that, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in real quick. I'm going to refresh this real quick. Oh, I need to put the music over here. We haven't showcased it yet. We always show it at the end. We always show it when we actually get to the build part. So we'll show it here pretty soon. The XPG case. It's a long and black and says tough on it. It's a big heat sink near the back of the computer when you connect your keyboard. It's long and black and says tough on it. It's in the back. It's the big heat sink near the back. So Braxel, that's on your Mobo. That's the PCI 5 heat sink, and it says tough on it, and we put it on there. There wasn't anything else in the box that we didn't need to add. Okay, well, you have to send me a picture, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're speaking of. And send an email. I can look at that after the stream. Okay, just peeling this. Go.
It's like the old Operation game.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, I was about to put that on nothing. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's pop that in. There we go. Oops. Oop, there we go. It's hard because I gotta be able to see it, you know? There it is. Okay, so we got that in now. Okay, so we got that in. Now we can put this on, and then we have, she said 97 or higher. I don't know what it is with 97. I think that's just the number she chooses.
It was a good year.
It was a good year. 97. Is that the year you graduated?
No, 2000.
Oh. Good job on the likes, guys. Thank you for that. We're trying to get to 100 likes. There we go. Perfect. Okay, M.2 is in, and we still have, which is surprising, I think we still have room for 2 more. Yeah, 2 more NVMEs on this drive even. Oh, we have a peel over here. Oh, you chose 98 yesterday. And we weren't even close. So 97, that seems better. Right? No? What do you think?
98 degrees. I know you love Nick Lachey. It's like one of your favorites.
There we go. Peels off of the Mobo. Yeah, Shogun, your PC, yours should be good for a while. All right, so let's see if Blondie's right. I wonder how many people voted yes, you were right, Blondie. There we go. There we go. Mouse died 1 second. Okay. I see how it is. I see the excuses nowadays. Just to go run and get a battery. Okay. 98. A little bit more. Okay. Here we go. Okay, here we go. 98. Oh, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, here we go. 98. 97.7. Ah!
You did it on purpose.
Oh, man. That was so close. That was so close. One more time. Oh, it wasn't even close. I don't understand. I worked so well on that one. It was so. I'm just kidding. I wasn't gonna go. We try and make it good. I was like being really soft with that one. We'll try it again. Okay, here we go. One more time. Trying to get 98. 94.9. You saw how much I put oomph in that one. I put oomph in that one. I even tried to help Blondie in that one. It just goes to show when somebody's wrong, they're just wrong. Oh man. I don't think it had anything to do with mine. I gave it real oomph. I'm just saying. Okay, let's get some thermal paste on this. I don't have any issue with fully blacked out builds. No problem whatsoever. I think there's definitely a place for them, especially for people who have them like in the same room where they're sleeping. I think there's people who like want all RGB and then they're trying to go to sleep at night and they're like, you know what I mean? Just trying to stay, you know. It's one of those things.
Sorry, the people didn't really get to see that face that you did.
Yeah, it's like, you know, all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, you know, it's just like, because you just can't sleep because it's so bright. Blondie, send it to me in Discord. I'll take a look at it real quick. So you can see what he's talking about. I'm curious what he's talking about. There wasn't anything in the box, so now I'm like just crazy curious. There we go. Dude, that was a beautiful thermal paste spread job, if I say so myself. Which reminds me, don't let me forget to put, well, I guess we don't really need much, but yeah. I still need to bring my tools to the TwitchCon. Who's excited about the TwitchCon stream? I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Keyboard RGB, but yeah, I think show me your war face. I do think that sometimes Depeche Mode, like, there's definitely a place for them, and I've seen some really cool blacked out builds, so I have no issue with them. And I think we've even done one that somebody did as a commission. It was a long time ago, but they don't come up very often. Most people, they want the bling, you know what I mean? So, Blondie, let me know when you've sent that, and I'll take a look at it. I will say, you're not wrong. I know a lot of people who used to have non-RGB keyboards. I mean, who used to have RGB keyboards and went back and then like were trying to type at night and realized they don't have the keyboard memorized or they need it just for hand placement and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay. Let me look at this Slack thing real quick. I need to grab a drink and then I think we got a dad joke too. Did you send it? You said I sent it. Oh, Slack is fine, Blondie. Just put it in Slack in the stream chat. And then, did we get a dad joke? Yes, dad joke and a hydrate. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Oh, that thing. I have no idea what that thing is. It looks like it's just, dude, no clue. Is this your board? It looks like it's got like a little thing that goes over it, but it would be covered by the rear fan anyway. So even if you had that, it would be covered by the rear fan. I don't know. It looks like it's just a visual thing, a magnet or whatever it was that goes on top of it, but it's not a performance thing. So I don't know what that is. It's literally, so Tough does this, right? Like they include things like this that you also got and it's in your box, but they give you things like this, right? So you actually got one like this, except for yours doesn't say this, it says Tough on it. And it's an anti-sag bracket. But you don't necessarily need it. And it also has a pen and stuff. It also has a screwdriver in it and things like that. So there are little tchotchkes that they give you that if you want to add them to your build, you can absolutely do that. And it looks like it's just a little tchotchke that can go over the Mobo slot, but it doesn't do anything. So it has no functional purpose. Why do sprinters eat before they race? What do sprinters eat before they race? What do sprinters eat before they race? What do you think? Nothing. They fast. Nothing. They fast. A chug jug fruit by the foot. Food. Come on, nothing. That's a pretty good one. Yeah. I'll look in the box. That isn't exactly your Mobo either. You have the black version, and that may not be in the black version. Cool joke. What do I need? I'm going to see what mounting mechanism we have for this one. Because that's for the white version. I don't know if the black version has that. Let me grab a drink. Oh, I'm grabbing a drink. Hydrating, by the way, right now. Yep. It's still, oh, he can't see. They can be either. They don't have, there's no, any option works, Blondie. It's whatever's the cheapest. Okay. It's just it looks like it's just a beauty thing. And sometimes they do stuff like that. Okay, so it looks like we got the little jelly bellies, is what I like to call them. They look like little, you know, they look like little gummies. You know what I mean? So every time I think of them, I think of gummies. So this one's got the full meal deal there. That's the Intel stuff. Okay, let me take a look at the install for this. LGA, AM4, yep, okay, cool. So let's scoot this out of the way. You guys can see here. I think we're centered. Oh man, that was like genuinely hard, which was odd. Wow, those are like really on there. Little micro ATX Mobo. They like really set that in there. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now I just need the long screws. They're there. So we throw our little gummies down now. Just like that. Gummies go down, and then we grab our AM4 bracket, or AM5, AM4, they're both the same. Kind of a, just want to make sure these go, should be, yep, that's what I thought. Just like that. Let me grab our long screws. Predictions up, guys. VIP, that's that. I think that's you, Blondie. That's not me. I don't think I do anything for that. There you go. Screw that in. Perfect. So we actually have Robeytech build mats. So we actually make these. You can actually get them off of Newegg, Jace. I really like them. They're nice and thick. This one's been actually we've had for like 3 years, right? And it's been like just killing it, right? So you can actually pick them up for yourself. And then we'll drop a link for that here in a bit. Somebody cooled their PC with sriracha sauce? That seems like not a good idea. And okay. There we go.
Not to derail us with food conversation, but I did have the ramen, the Ichiran ramen last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I made it for the girls and I.
And what'd they think? They were happy?
I mean, they love it. We have it every once in a while. It's, you know, it's expensive.
It's expensive, yeah.
But man, is it good.
If I had to choose one AIO for a high-end PC, what would it be? Furry, right now, the top performing high-end AIOs are the NZXT Kraken Elite 360, their newest one. The second one would be the Asus Ryujin 3 non-extreme. And then the last one with that if you wanted to go something a little bit less expensive but just as performant, the Galahad 2 Lite, the Lian Li Galahad 2 Lite are the top performing high-end top performing AIOs. They're not necessarily high-end, but if you want to spend the most money, the Ryujin would be the most money. But the best, believe it or not, the Kraken Elite ran really, really well. And all of you can check our reviews. Oh, thank you. Braxel, you don't have to worry about me getting sick from my AIO sniff tests, dude. But thank you for caring.
Maybe it's one of those things where, like,
it's helping.
If you work in the mine for years and years, like over time, it just kind of like gives you cancer.
Yeah, honestly, Org, I was really surprised that we ended up retesting that AIO like a number of times because we were like, it can't be like this, and it really didn't do all that well. So, hold on one sec. Hold on, there's a conversation going on here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now, guys, Zenu, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. So now, guys, we get to take a look at this right here. The Aqua Elite, sorry, not the Aqua Elite. Let me put the music, make sure the music back up. This is the Valor Air, XPG Valor Air Nano. So this is the case we're actually taking a look at today. Small form factor case from them. And the whole purpose is just to jam as much power as you can possibly get inside of a small, like a smallish form factor build. In terms of taking it apart, it's all kind of toolless. So again, top comes off. We do have nice dust filters in location. So there you go right there. So we'll start with the top location here and take a look at that. So you can see here that you can do a 360 millimeter AIO at the top, which is what we're going to be doing for sure. I do believe there's a version of this that you can get that has a glass side panel. I thought that was the one that we originally got, but we got the one that does not have that. So we can pop off the side here. And it is just toolless, pops up very nicely. Again, also nice mesh dust filter right there for you. So the inside is pretty interesting, right? Again, so we have a little tray here with a GPU sag bracket. You have an SSD mount here, and then you can see here that you could actually, we did figure you could do 3 fans. We're just gonna be mounting 2 at the bottom, so you can do 2 fans at the bottom, which is what we're gonna be doing. It comes with a single 120 millimeter fan, and then you can see 360 at the top. The back here, you can actually see here, they have the bracket already installed for an SFX power supply. You can do a regular power supply. The one thing I would say is just you're gonna have to be pretty thoughtful about cabling and stuff in general about that. The front also just pops off without much of a problem. Take a look at the front I/O and everything like that. So for front I/O on here, we have USB-C to USB-A, and then you have a power, and it looks like I think that's a reset button, and then you also have HD audio as well. There's no room kind of at the front. You could do, it doesn't look like there's mounting for, it's really mounting for PSU stuff, but there's no like front mount for a fan or anything like that there. And again, this GPU sag bracket, pretty straightforward there. And you can actually move it between 3 different positions here. So you have 3 different positions depending on the length of your GPU that you could do from there. Looking at the front here, again, something else just to be curious about when you look way down in here, and Brian, hopefully you can show it. You can actually see that some of this stuff just takes space up here. So you do have to be thoughtful about your just where your cables are, because your front I/O cabling and stuff like that does pop out right down there. Let's pop off the back here and take a look at that. Okay, so we have our extras right here. And then again, we'll take a look at our cabling. One thing that we also noticed we're gonna have to be aware of, and you're probably, one cable, we do have a PSU cable that we've already kind of run because we were checking this out yesterday. You do have your power, does run from the back all the way through, and then you actually have an additional power cable that plugs into your PSU. You know what I mean? So this, just be aware that you're gonna have to turn your PSU switch on. And then also you can see here that we've actually run one of our power supply cables already, just so we're ready for that micro ATX. The fan on the back is gonna use, it does have RGB and you can do, it's split off of there and then it uses a 3-pin PWM, but again, you can also daisy chain that. So you do have daisy chainable rear fan there. For your front panel connectors, it's not a unified front panel, unfortunately. So you have power plus and minus, HD, power plus, and then you have your reset switch. You have a ribbon USB-C. You have a, ooh, this is nice, HD audio, and it's all the same color, which is good. And then you have your USB 3.2 as well. And then, ooh, that's actually zip tied in. That's, so you will, just something to be aware of, you're gonna have to cut that zip tie, pick up one of these. There we go. There we go. And then inside your little case box, you've got some zip ties. You've got, looks like another, it looks like a little mount thing. I don't know, I'll have to look what that is. And then you also have your screws. And then let's see, and then your instructions, pretty straightforward, right? So it's got, okay, so it's additional GPU support arms. So you actually get two. That's kind of nice. So you got two GPU support arms, and then GPU length is up to 370 millimeters. CPU air cooler is 170 millimeter, and then your PSU length is up to 170 millimeters. And then it's micro ATX, mini ITX. It's got 5 PCI slots, two 2.5 inch, one 3.5, two 2.5 inch drives, or one 3.5 inch drive. And then your support, you can do 3 120s at the top, one 120 in the rear, which we have, and then two 120s at the bottom, which is what we had kind of mentioned before. Radiators, you can do a 360 at the top or 240, and rear you can do 120 millimeter. And then we kind of mentioned all the other stuff. So there you go. That's kind of everything about the case. And like I said, I believe there's also a version that also has a glass side panel as well, if you wanted to do that. But yeah, nice smallish case. Looking at this already, you're just gonna have to be really smart. It looks like most of your cable management is gonna be in this location right here, because you have about maybe half an inch behind the motherboard. And then it does not look like you have BTF supports. This is not BTF support for your motherboard, if you want to know that. Braxel, it's got dust filters around the whole thing. And if you do a positive pressure situation, which is, we're gonna end up probably negative actually. We'll probably end up with a negative pressure situation. So it might be a little bit more cleaning, but it's got a pretty good amount of dust filters in all of the main locations. So it should be okay. Small form factor has a tendency to do better with negative pressure. So just for cooling purposes. Okay, so I'm just gonna run this cable back here just to get these out of the way, and then we can put our Mobo in. Okay, there it is. And then the brackets, I think that you're gonna have to pop these out, guys. Okay, so that's something else. These are gonna be pop out brackets. So just be really smart before you remove them, that you know where they line up. So these are not, once they come out, they do not go back in, just be aware. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. Now, order of operations, anytime we do a small form factor build is always going to be a big thing. Now, I will say, you'll see this comparatively to how I normally do builds. This one's gonna get built in a little bit of a different order. Motherboard will go in, then I'll probably do PSU next. The AIO will be one of the last things, and the main reason for that is just to make sure that we have room, because we have to slide the AIO in and stuff like that ahead of time. So let's get our Mobo in though, and then we'll go from there. And we have lots of cables here. Okay, pop that down. Everything there is good. Okay, let me refresh this one more time because it's still kind of pixely. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Good thing about this is like the whole case fits in the screen.
Yeah,
right?
we're not
like,
even halfway zoomed out.
Not even halfway zoomed out. And we got all the room in the world. Okay, so one thing is you are going to have to be careful with when we pop our Mobo in is just making sure that we don't trap our rear fan cables into the cable place. So pop that in there just like that. Look at that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And there it is. Just like that, the build is already coming together. Okay, so let's grab our screws. It's so small. Like that's the thing is like, you're just like, there's so much power that's gonna be in this. Zenu again, thank you very much. Eric Troll King, thank you very much for the subs as well. You guys are rock stars. I really appreciate it, Braxel. That you really like your build. And then Zenu, you are very, very much appreciate your financial support every time, man. It's huge. Yeah, it's compact and nice, right? You're absolutely right. Okay, so let's get this in now. And then Blondie, do you want to run one of the giveaways now? Why don't we do let's do the DRAM one and run that. Then I'll start putting this in. It's so small. I think I got the screw, the right one here. Oh, wait. Are we missing I think we're missing standoffs here. Yep, we are. I was like, that's not going into anything. Okay, got to put some standoffs in here real quick, guys. There we go. Little standoff time.
You have a special little tool to do that?
I do. I think sometimes they did not give you one. Sometimes they did. Okay. So, nope, this is not one. Okay, so I was thinking they did give you one, but they did not. So here's our standoffs. And what we're using is an iFixit kit. I'm just trying to find my iFixit screwdriver. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is, okay. So we're using a special head on the iFixit, which is a little hex head. Sometimes case manufacturers will give you a little tool that lets you use a standard screwdriver, but this one does not. So what we'll do is we'll pop that in here like this, and then we're just gonna go into the case and screw this thing down just like that. There we go, there's one. We're gonna grab another one here. And that should be all of them. Yep, this is it. So we just had two that were missing. Okay, there we go. So there, our standoffs are now in and tight. Okay, let's get this put away, and then we should be set for the rest of the build. Oh, hold off on the giveaway. Okay. Blondie said no. Oh, she's fixing an issue.
She's paying you back because
yeah,
of how much you sassed her earlier.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sassy pants. Whoops.
Dropping in the motherboard.
Yeah, I just dropped it in. There we go. There, okay, it's in. And we have all of the right screws in all the right places. All the right screws in all the right places. Okay, there we go. Tighten that down. Get these in. Oh, do you want to change it to Braxel? Why are we running sorry, can we stop that? Let's not run Braxel. Like, I love Braxel, but let's not. Stop. Let's do exclamation XPG, please. Yeah. That's kind of weird. XPG is a sponsor. We should not run on.
Was that crowd designation?
I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, that was weird that it didn't. Oh. Okay, it looks like she fixed it. Hold on. She'll tell you when. There it is. XPG DRAM. There we go. She's got the commands going. Okay, there we go. We're all good. She fixed it. Blondie knows what's up. Where's my... There it is. Okay. XPG DRAM, guys. XPG DRAM. We still have 2 more giveaways that we're going to be doing throughout the stream, too. Not to mention, hopefully we get the likes, too. There we go. Get that up. Perfect. Just putting in all the screws here. So far it's going according to plan. Okay, there's that one, and then we have one more. There it is. I think this is, we got that one, that one. Oh, no, I missed that one. Okay, now we have one more screw. Nope. No. Where are you? There you are. One more screw here. You go in the top one here. Okay, so there's all of our screws in. So again, we put screws here, 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 and here. Oh, that was it. Yep, there wasn't one in the corner. So that's all of our screws are in. Now, what I've done is I've pre-routed this CPU cable here, just so we can, we have it routed to here. Pop that in. And then I feel like what we can do as well, which would be kind of cool here, is we're going to take our rear fan here. Pull it down here. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm going to take this cable out, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this down the VRM heatsink here. Not VRM heatsink, the back plate cover. And run it down. And then I'm going to run it down here. And there you can see I got it right there. Where the heck is this stuck on? Okay. What I'm trying to do is run this straight down. I had it once and then it... Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. I'm going to run this. There's a little connector down here at the bottom. That's going to be for our rear fan. Then we can take all of this extra cable here and hide it inside of this backplate here. Not that you will be able to see any of this, but I will know, okay? I will know. Okay, so that takes care of that. I'm looking for our ARGB connections. We actually have 3 on the far right here. So I'm going to see once I get the SWA fans in if I'll be able to daisy chain those, and I should be able to daisy chain some to the AIO as well. So anyway, but there we got that. We've got our power supply, our one for our PSU run. So let's go ahead and run our other front panel connectors real quick.
Sorry, I was just missing what you guys were saying. You want to see his mug?
What mug?
Your mug?
My mug? What mug?
There was a pretty funny time yesterday where people were asking for the nose cam, and I got it in, and I don't think you noticed.
I didn't. Thank you for getting it in, though. Made me happy. Okay, so now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to run our front panel, and we're going to run our our audio. That's awesome. That makes me smile. And probably Blondie was like, ooh, gross. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this one. This is our front panel. This is gonna go all the way over here to the left. There we go. Looks good. Okay. Next is front panel. Unfortunately, not unified. But it is in such a way that I might be able to do these all in one connection. So let's see. This will be a miracle if it happens, but I'm gonna try. So it goes power plus and minus, and then power switch. There's power switch, okay, power. And then we go reset switch and HDD. So if you line them all up, this is always like one of those things, like if you can be goated, you can turn them into a single unified connector like this, and then if you're good, which I'm probably not going to be, you can do it all at, well, nope, I did it. Wow, do it all at one time. And there you go, I did it.
I'm gonna leave it down.
I did it!
I can't see it.
Oh. So right there, I literally just connected it all as one big thing. And there it is. I didn't know I could, I have very rarely been able to just do it that way. I can't tell.
Stop moving.
Oh, sorry. There it is. But I don't think it's right. Hold on. Maybe it's right. I can't tell. No, it looks like it's right. Okay, so maybe I did do it right even. Wow, okay. You guys just witnessed history, but you couldn't see it. That's my bad.
I mean, they could, because I had the like top down on.
Oh. Okay, so now we're gonna run our two other cables. We have our little USB-C cable. Plug that in here, right here. I think I have it backwards, so we'll try it the other way. There we go. There's that. And then the last one is our USB 3.2. And that's gonna go right there. Okay. All right, so all of our cables, our main cables are done. Now we just gotta make them look pretty and then go from there. Okay, so we want this to go down. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I wonder if I can, this feels like it might be the right solution here.
Oh, I mean, I've heard like somebody's face, but I didn't know mug meant my face. I thought it meant Justin's face.
Oh, yeah, he knows what, I mean, yeah, we've heard the term mug as in like,
Yeah.
let me see your ugly mug.
Well, usually it's when you get arrested and.
Yeah, you get a mug shot.
Yeah.
Usually when we get arrested,
No,
how
I said
often
when
does
you
it?
get arrested.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here. Okay, that looks good. When I get arrested, which is not very often. AKA
But
hasn't
not never?
hasn't happened yet. But I'm still young, apparently.
I mean, you're arrested in development at least.
Hey, Joshua, thank you very much, man. Appreciate the $4.99, dude. Appreciate it. Preferably not trying to get myself arrested either.
You missed what I said. I said you're arrested in development.
Oh no. There we go. What I'm working on right now is just making sure this one cable stays very clean. We don't have a lot of room down here, so we're just trying to make sure it's really tight. There we go. Ugh. Oh, you think of getting robbed? That is another option, right? Also, we're trying not to rob you, so pretty much all of this negative connotation stuff, guys, not us, okay? Okay, so that takes care of all this. Okay, so now I gotta figure out this. So I wanna get this to go down. I think we just do this, right? We just kind of get it into a nice clean way. Okay. I had a little thing on it. Don't know what that was, but the big thing is just making sure the front looks nice. I missed the FPS. Somebody said something about the fan cable. Okay, that pretty much gets most of these into a good spot. So far, they've done a good job of like making sure I have places to hide cables. Like, so that's all the front panel stuff done. I can't do anything with this yet until I figure out what I'm going to do with the AIO and everything. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Get these out of here. Let's take a look at how it looks from the front, just to see. Yeah, that was my... I think I do one more zip tie right there, just to keep this. I want to keep these two cables looking super clean, right? How's that look, Brian? Hey, thank you, Braxel. That's huge. Thank you very much, man. There you go. Let's see, that looks good, right? Okay. So we got a nice, clean-looking front now. I think I need to pull this a little bit more. Okay. Is that one? Oh, actually, it's kind of in the right spot, so that looks okay. Just has to go out, and then that one's good too. Okay. Looks good because there's going to be fans here, so that'll be fine. Okay, I feel like we're okay. Let's get rid of the zip ties here at the back. There we go. Boom. 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 Okay, so first set of zip ties cut. Let's grab our next set of zip ties. Boom. Okay, that looks good. These we'll have to figure out once we get everything in. They did, I mean, like, again, looking at XPG, they thought of like, hey, here's your AIO channeling, like here's your main cable channeling. So all in all, they did think about this stuff. You can definitely tell that there's some thought in terms of how they've made all of these happen, right? Which I actually very much appreciate it. And you're kind of seeing that naturally happen as we work our way through the build. That's what you kind of want from like a design standpoint as you're working through a case. That's the kind of things that you're kind of looking for, is like how intelligent were they? And it's all kind of working out in that way, which is nice. Okay, so we've got all this built now. Now what we want to do is, and I know this is weird, we're going to throw in our PSU first. And main reason, get all of those cables plugged in. And then we'll probably do the GPU and get the GPU in. And then last thing that'll actually go in will be the AIO. But this is it's tiny. Our tiny, I love how small SFX PSUs are.
Big smell there?
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, definitely big smell on that one. Okay, so let's grab our PSU screws here. There we go. Then for cables for this, I think all we're going to need, it's going to be pretty simple. We already have the CPU one. So that is PCIe, which I don't need. I do need this one. This is our 16 pin. $850 for them form factor. What do you mean? That $850 for this form factor is fine. I'm a little surprised as to why you're saying oof. And then we just need our small one here. Not really, Joshua, no. We've actually done it a number of times. Like we've used the, some small form factor ones before, just because we wanted more room in the PSU shroud. So no, there isn't really an issue, a draw side to it. Oh, sorry. Okay, gotcha. There we go. Okay, so that should be all. I took all these off, right? Yeah. Okay, so if we need anything else, we got it. Okay, now the question is, what I haven't seen is, how do I put said PSU? Looks like you got to take it out. Okay, so we got to take it out of here. I think it just. Okay, there we go. Put it on the middle so we don't lose a screw. And then you have places to adjust it, which is pretty neat. There we go. And it just, ooh, look at that. It just slides up. Okay, so you only have to remove 2 screws. That's pretty neat. Definitely want to not put this in last, because that would be that would have been hard to get in with the AIO. Okay. So I'll have this going out like so. There we go. It's not quite the right size. I guess what I could do, let's maybe just do it the right way here. So remove this. So this is their SFX bracket, but given it's not perfect for this PSU, I'm just going to remove this. Takes a little bit more time, but I'd rather have it fit perfectly. There we go. Perfect. One more. And this is what you'd have to do if you wanted to put like a regular PSU in. And then this just pops out. There we go. So I'm going to take this out. And inside of, and I would say this is true of almost every SFX PSU, inside of every one of these is one of these little things right here. And it's the same thing that I just removed, but it's for that particular PSU. So okay, so now what I want to do is make sure this, see how that one fits much nicer? It's like made for it. So just making sure that works. So just going to slide this on now. Just like that. And then we're going to re-put this on. And this is the right one for this PSU. Oh, they had that tight. Because you can see like it stripped, like look, it stripped the metal. They really kind of tighten those screws. Pretty crazy. I mean, I've got like metal, look, I've got metal shavings on my. There we go. And then one more. Perfect. There we go. Now, this will fit much nicer. Yeah, that's much nicer. The other one was just not quite the perfect fit. And I want to make sure if I'm going to put a PSU in, fit the way it is. So, rule I always have for these is just get them started. Don't tighten them all the way. Just get it started. And with SFX, it's always best to kind of start. Now, one of the things I am doing is to make sure the fan is pointing out. So this is the outside of the case, so that's one thing I am doing. And what I want to do here is I want to go to the opposite side and get this screw in, so it's like centered at least. There we go. I'll put the other one. You do not need to put in all 6 screws if you don't want to. This only came with 4, that's okay. And then you just, once you have all the screws in, you can tighten it down. Now, if you wanted to, I do believe XPG gave you more, I'll look in the box, the bag here real quick. I believe XPG actually gives you more PSU screws. And we'll just do it just because we're those kind of people and we want to show it correctly. Yep, so if you needed 2 more, there are 2 more inside of the case bag. So we'll just go ahead and put 6 in. You do not need to, but given XPG gave me the extra screws, why not? Okay, there we go. That is mounted. Okay, now what I want to do, flip this up. Let's plug in our Mobo. Okay, just make sure it was centered for you. I didn't want you yelling at me again. There you go. This one goes right here. There we go. And then we're gonna grab our 16 pin, which funny enough, the interesting thing about this is that every single one of these connectors is the the 16+4, the Sense pin. So all of their, including their VGA and their CPU, all use the same connector. Okay, so there we go. Motherboard, PSU is ready. So now we're gonna do, grab our case, which is very light. Now I'm going to, here's my other cable right here, Brian. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in. This is for our, this is the one that I pre-routed I told you guys about. That's up for the CPU. There we go. And now we just simply slot in. Okay, and then we're gonna go right there. Okay, there it is. Okay. Huh?
I want to show people how it slots in.
Yep, so you can see there's a little, 2 little things, and you're just gonna slot it right in just like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our screws. Right here. There we go. And one more. And there we go. Now our PSU is slotted in where we can run. And these are going to be kind of interesting, right? So what we can do is we're going to run, we have a little bit of, we have some cables, right? I'm trying to give it what I can. So just to make it look as nice as possible. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab this right here. It's our PSU one. And you can see up here at the top, Brian. Okay, there you go. You see it just going to slide right like that. Make sure we flip it on. So that takes care of that. And then we're going to do this right here, which is our motherboard. And that's going to go right here, Brian. And now what we want to do is let's see what we can do here, and then our GPU, do it there in a second. Now, unfortunately, I mean, the good thing is I can't really see any of these, but I'm trying to figure out a clean way to make these look nice. I could, let me see if I have enough length. Try and run it through the back here. Let's get a little bit more beauty. Okay, so there we go. That's a little bit cleaner. Okay, so that takes care of that. This one I don't. A good solution outside of like maybe. You just don't get a lot of cable length with your cable sometimes. So it's just like doing what you can to just hide what you can. I got a little bit of a thing here, so I could like go it down like that.
That panel is just right in my way. Like I really can't get much.
Yeah.
But.
So what I'm trying to figure out here is that, so I was able to run this routed through the back. So that's going to be through the back, and we'll try and make that look pretty. I have this cable that's going to come down and plug into our GPU, which we'll do here in a second. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is there a way to make this look nice. The problem is I just don't have a lot of cable here to make it look nice, right? There's just not. And you know, again, the panel's going to be closed, right? It's not like you're going to be able to see it. I'm just trying to do what I can. I might do it there, but you know, not a whole lot I can do to really clean this up more than I kind of already have. So, and it's just because it's, you know, that's the one downside to SFX PSUs is just you only get so much length with your cable. I already did, Zenu. Thank you very much. Turning on the PSU. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, I did do that already. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and get this like a little bit of a nice angle here. Now, if you wanted to, and there is room, you could, if you wanted to, throw a PSU, like a black cable extension, you know what I mean, and run it all back there if you wanted to have it. Remember, you can't actually see this build. You won't be able to see the, but that kind of holds it down there, and so it gives it like a little bit of a cleaner look, you know. And that's going to come out. The GPU will be right there, but let me see what I can do back here. Not a whole lot I can do here either, but I'll try and wrap that in. Thank you, Zenu. Thank you for making sure I could see that. Look at his chat. Okay, there we go. Throw what? Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, and now we have the PSU. So this all looking nice, good. I think what I'm just gonna do is cable manage that right there. Just get it up and out of the way. Go like this. Always a fun part of, there you go. Cable zip ties. No, come on, flip around. There we go. No. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna zip tie that up there. This little bit of a in here. Okay. Okay, so we got some more cleanliness taken care of here. Pretty clean back. Let's get our GPU in. In the front, I'm trying to like, at least from the front, you won't see the cable here. Like you can see these ones right here, but that's kind of it. Let's see what I can do here. Yeah, it's kind of, might zip tie that together just to create it, but that's like kind of the best I've got. It's still pretty clean looking, right? Try to be clean, you know? There we go. Okay. So that kind of gets that good. Time for the GPU. How we doing likes on YouTube? Okay. Oops. Wasn't ready for that. Get this out of the way because this is going to be the last component to kind of go in. Oh, we still have to do the fans too. Actually, let's do those first. Forgot about the fans. Got to get the SWA fans in. We're going to put those down here at the bottom. We definitely want to do that before we put in the GPU. Okay. Okay, so we want 2 of these. There we go. Then we're going to switch to reverse. Which is why we switched to these fans. Very, very easy to switch to the reverse blades. Wow, I didn't even do that, okay. Okay. Okay, that takes care of that. Okay, so fans are there. And then now we need is, we should be able to just there's those. So we're going to get airflow into our AIO and into our AIO and into our GPU. Oops, looks like we might need Molex. Ew. grab a Molex connection. Question is, I didn't see one. So I might have to switch to a different set of fans. We will see if there's Molex in here. Hopefully there is.
Molex, no problem.
PCIe, SATA, SATA, and Molex. Okay, so they gave me one that's SATA and Molex. Okay. We're good.
We're 2 likes away on YouTube.
Ooh, that was fast, guys. Okay. That's why we do the things we do now. Okay. So, here's our fan mounts. I think they gave us multiple ones of these, right? No, maybe they didn't. Oh, they did. Okay, good. Okay, so pull this out.
Nice, good work.
Pull that out. We'll plug this in. Where is it? There it is. Luckily, the one thing that's really nice about the team over at Thermaltake is they give you a lot of cable for your fans. So we will push these this way. There we go. Perfect. Whoa. Wow, I really did my number on that one there. Okay. There we go. Get our rear fans in. The reverse blade, which is nice. Perfect. Okay.
Well, the original Robeytech branded knife is somewhere out in the woods.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, it got lost at the.
It was unimportant and was left.
It was not unimportant. That's not true.
I kid.
But it was left out in the woods. It was left out in the woods when we did the Ford Motorsport shoot, which was a long time ago. And like at one point in time, he said, I found it. And then I was like, where is it? And it's like, oh. He's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, what do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about?
That we're talking about the original one. There's also the other custom.
Yeah, the red and white one's right here. We have it. It's there.
Oh yeah, real nice.
But I got one for like when we first redid our logo. Brian for Christmas got me one, and I used that one forever. And then I wanted it on the one shoot, and then it got left, and I don't know why, but it did. And then I asked for it back, and it never made its way back. And it breaks his heart.
It was as if he used it to put it in my back.
Yep, that's what it was.
That's where he left it. He left it in my chest.
No, there's no Molex on your PC, Braxel. The reason that Molex still shows up is because, and it's going away again, is that it holds a higher power capacity than SATA. And so something where you need a higher power capacity, like in this case for the fans, you have to use something higher power, and that's what this thing is doing specifically. Just more cables than I forgot I had to put in. So it just adds more cable management, which is fine. That's my forte. Okay, and then we'll get to the other parts. It's harder in a small form factor build. Everything is just compounded because you're like, oh, I got to get this to fit now. So, and something that kind of I forgot about is that I have to use, this one requires the Thermaltake RGB. So I'm gonna have to download their RGB controller software for the fans, which is kind of a little bit of a bummer. Okay, so it's got one single Molex on the back. Let's run that through here. This will take me an hour and a half to plug in. That's what Molex does. Gosh, I hate Molex. Okay, ooh, that went fast, okay. Okay. And then now, the other thing I need to do is route our cables here. Route that in the back here. That's our fan cable. There we go. I thought maybe they'd give me a both cable, but they did not. That's our thing for that. And then we just need to take this and plug it into the right spot on the PSU, which I will not be able to see. I'm hoping is right here. I need my phone. Yeah. Okay. I can't quite get it there. Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Let's see which direction it goes up. I think it goes up. That's why it wasn't working. Okay. How does that work? Oh, okay, I see. There you go. Okay. We got that now. And we're going to route this through the back too. There we go. Oh, wait, case is, there we go. Okay, case is through, and then we'll just, that we can hide with the other one. Okay, so there's all of that. And then we have our, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this, which is our, oh, wait, no, maybe I don't need this. Well, you need something. Okay, I grabbed the wrong cable. Okay. I need, where is this other cable at? Those are all our small fan ones. This is not it. Oh, here it is. This is the cable. So this is the one that I need. Okay, now I have all the cables. Okay, so what I've grabbed is I've got the Thermaltake hub. I've plugged in to the Thermaltake hub, to the Molex. This is the Thermaltake power. And then we have the USB connection, and then that's what the fans are going to plug into. So that's all of the connections for this. Okay, so that gives us everything we need out of this box. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just to route it, is I'm going to take this right here, which is the USB cable for the Thermaltake hub. Route that through the bottom. We have one down here. And that's going to plug into the USB slot right there on the motherboard. There we go. Okay. So there we go. Now we have everything for Thermaltake. Okay. So last thing I want to do now is just figure out how to get this integrated in the SWA fan. Okay. It's probably there's a nice big spot right up here. And I think this is magnetic. No, it's not. It would have been nice if that was magnetic, but it is not. It does actually, it almost looks like it would slide over a thing there. Okay, so here we go. So this is our SWA fan connection here. It's going to plug into one. Let me make sure I plug it into one. There we go. There's that. And the next thing that I need for this hub, making sure all of our other cables aren't getting plugged in. So I will not have RGB off of this, or this will get controlled by its own RGB. There is our power here. That's going to plug into the back here. So that's the power for the whole fan hub. There it is. Okay, Molex is plugged in. And then the last thing I got to plug in is this really long USB-C. Or USB 2. Okay, so here's all of our cables. Now it does come with a sticky, if you wanted to, but I'm actually going to do something that I like to do. Is what I'll do is I'll basically use the cable controls. I'll use the cables to help get it to stay. So we have a lot of fan cable here. It's super thick. So let me get a little bit longer than this, and then that'll help me get it to stay in place. Okay, there's that, and then that'll help me get this to stay. Need this to be straight. So what I'm going to do, I could probably have this also zip tied down to help the other side. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a temporary zip tie. Temporary zip tie, what? Yeah, you don't have to worry about keeping these things, guys. Use a temporary zip tie here. Luckily we got good tie downs this case. Okay, so this is a temporary zip tie, and the purpose for this zip tie is simply just to allow me to cable manage these other cables here. Let me go a little bit longer. It really did give you a lot of fan cable. Go even longer, just give it a little bit more. There we go. Nice clean application there. Oh man. When you put the zip tie on backwards. There it is, okay. Okay, there we go. And that takes care of it. And then what we'll do is we'll use the temporary one that we did and get rid of the temporary one. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so there's those. What I can do is I can take this one. There we go. That takes care of this temporary one. Those are done. Okay. Oh, small form factor. Always just a lot of thinking through things to make stuff fit the way it needs to. Okay, next up I'm going to deal with this cable. Another cable I'm going to use to help do some cable routing, and at the same time use to kind of control our go. And slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley. I'm just trying very hard to just know the prettiest. I could put that there. Now I've got this like mass here. The other option is that I just do this and then run it here. We run it like this, so this ends up going here. This might be the best option here. There we go. And it should do that. And that'll run up and in. It's just really, guys, it's just about trying to make it look as pretty as possible with this, what I can. The only thing we have left after this is the Molex, and then the AIO should be self-contained, which will be nice. But we will find out. Should be. Okay, there we go. There's that. So what we do here is run this down like this. Get rid of that one. It's a little bit of puzzle solving, guys. A little bit of puzzle solving every time. Hey, Aquili Sun 123, thank you very much for the sub. There you go. Okay, then I can run this up through this little mass of cables here. Trying my best to just kind of hide them in there. And it goes up and over. There we go. And then that looks, oops. I'm gonna run this under this. There we go. Up and over. Okay, and then we'll zip tie that right there. And we kind of hit it. And I'll zip tie that into that. That'll hold this in place. Almost hit it all, guys. Oh, son of a biscuit here. I keep putting the zip ties backwards. El Solo Doctor! I love that name too. Just like GS Tickle Stick. El Solo Doctor dropping 47 months, dude. 47. It's crazy. Okay, so last thing I gotta do, and I'm gonna do this again, is I need to do another one. Sacrificed another zip tie for the common good. Aaron 2021, what do you mean? What's the approach? The approach is just to make it look good, dude. I mean, but when you're asking specific, maybe you have a specific, like what specifically are you asking when you ask that question? Right now I'm working on just making sure the build, cables, all that stuff look nice. Okay, guys, this was a bit of a project to get all this in. It was a project I hadn't been expecting, but now that it's here, it looks pretty good, right? This is definitely the part that's going to take some more time as I work through the kinks of this. And now we have the Molex and the SATA. A cable I was not expecting to have to cable manage, but am cable managing right now. I feel like if I do a tighter loop here. Okay. Undo this. So I will say undoing this will help me to, there we go, make the right size here. Feels like the right size is to do it with the bends, right? And then we go into the Molex there. So we could do this. Needs to go about there. That looks like the right length, right? Oh, it's backwards. So actually you want it to be like this. What the heck happened there? Okay. Okay. What I'm working at here, guys, is just making sure this one cable looks as clean as it can. Okay, that's actually the right direction there. Okay, plugging that back in. There you go, okay. Going to be a little bit That is going to be hard there. Okay, what if I did it over here? Enough room here on the edge here. I think if I do one zip tie around this. Need this to be where can I put this that it'll fit? I guess I can give it a little bit more. It does. Let me see if it goes. Oh, there you go. If it goes right there, that's okay. Okay, that should be okay. It's not the prettiest, dude. I'm trying, but I just only have so much room, you know? There we go. Okay, it's in. The Molex is definitely the hardest part, especially if you don't have a direct Molex connection. Makes it a little bit harder. Okay, so all of our Thermaltake stuff is in. I am just gonna do a test fit of the rear here real quick. I think this is the rear panel. Maybe that's not the rear panel. That might be oh, that is the rear panel. Okay, it fits. Okay, so that's good. It's not bulbing out or anything, so it does work. Okay. You actually have a little bit more room than I thought, which is good. Okay. The only thing I got to do is I got to put one more zip tie just to hold it so it doesn't move. There we go. Okay. So what I could do here, guys, just is a big bulky cable. And I only have so many places to cable manage stuff. Okay, so all of our fans are hooked up. We have one cable. This is the RGB for our rear fan. The rest of that's in. Hey, Lansworth, thank you very much for the gifted sub. This is all in. We're very, very close. Now, the last part is, a couple parts. We gotta get the GPU in, which we're gonna take care of right now. All in all, like, the front looks very clean for what we've been able to get into it. Okay. So now, let's do the GPU. Thank you, Lansworth. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm just gonna throw this out on the spot there. I think you have to keep this in, I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you just have to level it up. Slide it in, okay. Okay, and then we want this one. Again, you have to kind of take these out, and that one. Okay. GPU time, guys. RTX 5080 FE. No peels, nothing. Just take it out. This is why like I said, you have to be smart with what GPU you kind of have in this thing. Make sure this is out. Okay, good. There we go. Okay. That goes on the right side there. could, maybe the right call is here. There you go. Okay, that hides that nicely. Now I need the screws for the GPU. Put that away. There we go. Okay, GPU screws. Yeah. Is this big enough to get the screws in? Okay, there we go. There we go. One more.
Bruh.
What?
You in the chat? Talking like bros. So I said bruh.
Bruh. There we go. That looks good, right? Yeah, it looks good. This is kind of finicky, this little adapter thing at the end, but there's all of that in. Okay, so GPU is in. All of this stuff is cable managed. Only thing we have left now, guys, is our AIO. And we are done. We'll have completed the cycle of this build. Like I said, it just takes more time, more thought as you work through, you know, putting it in and putting all the small parts in, but there it is so far, right? Not a bad looking build, right? Small form factor, nice and tight. Some of this stuff will still get hidden, right? Like, cause the GPU, the AIO will be up there, but yeah. But yeah, we just got to get the AIO in, and then it's not heavy at all, but it's there, and it looks. I mean, it's a lot of power in a small space, right? Okay, last part, guys. AIO time. Now the AIO is all put together, which is great. Oh, they want this to go this way. Let's see if I can do this. And luckily the install is actually pretty straightforward here. So we're gonna see if, ooh, didn't want to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna try a test fit here. Or if you're gonna have to do, wonder if hoses are gonna have to go the other way, but we're gonna try. I can, and I should, and I will, right now, remove the panel.
Could have taken that off 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
But the sag bracket works with it? Or is it?
Well, I mean, it will when I put it back, right?
Gotcha.
See? Okay. Which would have made getting this in and out easier too, but we do, like, again, I guess the question is, you can, a couple things we can look at here. That is the lowest spot for the it looks like you could go one more lower if you wanted to. But let me see here.
You probably have to unscrew that screw.
Yeah. Can we try this way and just see if it's just rotating the fans would work? Dude, this is like... Fitting a 3, is this... That is... No, it definitely fits. You could drop the lower fan, right? The rear fan can drop lower, which I think is the secret here. I'll give it that room there.
Dang, 14 likes till the next giveaway?
Wow. I think I have to remove the rear fan. But there's no paste on it. Yeah.
That's right, we put paste on
We have to remove the rear fan to get this in.
the CPU.
Which is okay, because the fan plug is right here. Easy to get to, which is why I did not cable manage this, because it's like one of those things like welcome to doing small form factor builds, especially when 360 fits and you're like barely. You could do a 240, you know, the 240 would fit very easily. But I'm gonna see if I can get a 360, because you could. Why not? Okay. Right now it's just about getting it in. Ooh. See if I can get it in. Okay, let's do the next part of this part. Where's my screwdriver?
It's behind the computer.
Oh. This is all where we learn, because I think I can just slide this. It's all about sliding. So I think if I slide this down a little bit too, it'll be fine. Go. Lift that up and put it down. There we go. See? And there it goes. That's, then you get 360 in there. So you're gonna have to turn the fans around. Let me see what I could do with the other way, because I don't think I'd like to do it this way, but I don't know if there's a way to do it here. I'm gonna try here. There we go. Now can I get this on? I think if I go to the lower spot, maybe I can. I'm just gonna put one screw in, guys. Because the screws would have to go right, there. And that looks like it works, right?
Yeah, I think it'll work.
So what we'll have to do, and I think this comes out maybe, oops, is that instead of screwing this, That would go right there. Okay, so we've gotten that more length in the lower spot, which is fine, it still works. And then now, let's see if I can get... There we go, yeah. There it is, guys. And it works. Okay. Well, now we have what we gotta do. Okay. So what I've done is I've lowered that to the lower place. Put those other screws back in just so they're in, because it looks like I can do it with the PSU in.
$200 likes.
Thank you guys, 200 likes, way to go. Why don't we do another XPG? Let's do the RAM, or sorry, the storage giveaway. Okay, now I gotta do all the hard part here, which is like all these fins and I don't think they gave me any other cables here, but this can all daisy chain into a single thing. Got one slot and then we're good. Okay, so what we'll do now, take this, and we actually have enough room behind it, so I'm wondering if we can just do it to the point where this all just daisy chains into one. Okay, so there's that. There we go. Into that, like that. There we go. There's that one right there. Okay, let's daisy chain this together now. And this. Into there we go. Okay. All right, so there's all those. And then what I want to do is I essentially want to create one little set here. So all of this can get hidden behind this. Because we have enough cable and enough room behind this thing to hide all of the cabling here, so that all we see are just the things that we need, which would be ideal here. And it looks like a mess here, but you will not see this mess because this mess will be behind the AIO, and the only thing that will be coming out of the AIO will be these two cables. Should work. Okay, I got it. So definitely have it the right length. I just got to go a little bit further back here. There we go. See? Now we have is the, that should be fine. And that's fine, okay. All right. Now what we're gonna do is zip tie these together. This is why I like unified fan systems, because then you don't have to worry about this, but then again, you can't argue about the fact that this AIO is 50 bucks. Yeah. So it's like you good and the bad, you know? Okay. There we go. Clip, clip, clip. Okay, so now all that stuff is ready. I need my screws. There they are. I can go back in the bag here. There we go. And then we need some screws here. There we go. Okay, and then still off of this, we have yet another connection, which these are just going to run up and then through, and then I'll daisy chain this into the rear fan. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do to make this all work, I am going to go ahead and route this
We got a winner in the chat.
Hey, congratulations. There we go. Okay. So what I've done is I've just pre-routed my rear fan stuff so it's ready. So when I get the AIO in, I can just, because if not, I'm not gonna be able to hide this in the best way. So that's what I'm trying to do. I want to just make sure that this is routed the way that I want it to be routed pre. So that's what I was doing here, Brian. So these are all pre-routed now and ready to go. So it's reconnected right where it was. I had connected it earlier, and then the other cable's in the back there, which is great. So now, what we can do is place this in. And I'm going to take this and plug this into the CPU. And so these are like, it's weird. It's gonna be hard to see. But maybe you want to come up top, Brian. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug up here. So I've wired everything. Yeah. It's the only place to see it is like from here. What I can do is I can turn it like this. I don't know, maybe.
Sorry, guys.
Essentially, I have to plug it in right here. So I'm gonna plug in the CPU cable right here. Yeah, you can see it. Oh, there, you had it. There it is. So I'm plugging in the CPU cable into the CPU header. And I'm gonna take the RGB and plug that into its spot here too. So both of those are pre-connected. There we go. And now I can kind of slide that up and in. Okay. So now those are in and connected. And now I gotta there we go. Now I gotta put the screws in. You open that. Oh, thank you.
Oh, you want to reuse it?
Yeah. It wasn't opening it at all. There we go. Thank you. Yayo. Teamwork. Okay. Shoot, I don't even know where that went.
That's right here.
Oh, great. Small form factor, the best. Maybe this will have enough. Magnetic powder. There we go. Just need enough to hold it in for now. Wow, that went together so good. That did so good, guys. So there we go. We got 3 in. And this one up 1. Dude, I can't believe, look at that. It looks like you can't even see it. It's all up where it should be. So you can't even see like all the cables, like I said, now that they're in there, you can't even see them. They're all up there and you can't do it. So now what we can do is route our rear fan and get that in. Slowly this comes together. We have one more thing to kind of plug in, and then I think I'm gonna do this. It's like this one feels like a solved puzzle. Like that's like I feel like I've done an escape room in some regards. Like mentally, like it was like a lot of mental gymnastics, but it's coming together, and it's coming together cleanly, which makes me really happy. Okay, so that takes care of that cable. You can't see the rear fan cable. Gosh, that looks so good. Okay, I love it when a good plan comes together, guys. Our AIO is now in, it's cable managed, all in one fell sweep. That was, yeah, every once in a while I give myself props. We're getting it, guys. Bye, Melly. Sorry I wasn't able. I'm doing mental gymnastics. And Brian knows that I'm not very good at mental gymnastics. Yes, I did, Mystery. It's plugged in. I plugged it in. Here, Brian, right here. You can actually see it. It's plugged in down here. So I actually routed it through the rear down here and plugged that in down here. And then I routed the rear RGB to the back, and it'll daisy chain into the pump head here in a minute. No, not done yet. We're getting close, but not done yet. We are at the tail end now.
I'm kind of confused, Braxel. What do you mean?
I like electric hand screwdriver. Usually I use a WOW stick, but I have yet to buy the replacement because it finally died. So that's my own fault. That is true. I do need a takeoff. Oh, we have a dad joke. We have 2 dad jokes. Okay, it's a good time to do dad jokes, guys. I'll be honest. I'm feeling pretty good now. It was touch and go there for a minute, but now it's not. Okay. 2 dad jokes. First one, Brian. My friend was showing me his tool shed and pointed to a ladder. That's my step ladder, he said. And he goes, I never knew my real ladder.
That's pretty good.
I never knew my real ladder. That's good. Okay, next one. Next dad joke. Here it is. Did you hear about the ATM that got addicted to money? Did you hear about the ATM that got addicted to money? It was suffering from withdrawals. Oh man, that's good. Those are good. We're in a high spot now, guys. We're at the Robey knows that we're at the end now. Ugh. Okay. Time to finish this build and wrap up this process. The mounting for this is actually super easy. It's just 2 pegs, and then you know, it's like once you, it's not challenging, which I actually appreciate. There we go. There's that. Okay. Now the only thing we have left. Oh, the power. Hold on. Like I said, I think we just need to put a new battery in this camera. Ugh. Okay.
I'm lucky because I get to be your friend, Braxton.
Okay. There you go. What do I need? I need to route these last little cables.
Reminds me of Dumber and Dumber. He's like, kiss my butt. What do you, oh, dang it. I messed it up. What did he say?
AIO pump.
Dang it. I'm having a brain fart.
Oh no. But you don't remember?
It was when they were all like handcuffed in the bed and then...
Whoa. This is family friendly, dude.
Well, they were... Mary was being ransomed and then like Harry comes up with the gun and then he like misses him with all the shots and then...
What's the best team to go with the Ryzen? I'm waiting for Brian, but I did see your question. I'll answer it once Brian finishes his...
No, you should probably do that.
He doesn't know. If you're going to do a 9800 X3D, it's an RTX 5080 is going to be your best bet. Main reason being is that below that, you should be spending money on... If you have a 9800 X3D, then you should be spending money... Like, it's better to lower your CPU and spend the extra money on a GPU, especially if you're going to game at 1440p. Now, if you're esport gaming and you're going to play at 1080p, it's a little bit, but that's way more niche, so I'm just assuming you're not an esport gamer. And but if you are like an esports sweaty gamer and you're going to do 1080p, then you could do something like a 9600 XT or a 9700 XT, and that would be ideal. RAM? What's the best RAM? You can do all sorts of, I mean, honestly, G-Skill, Kingston, they're all really good. Okay. Guys, this is the last cable management right here. Oh, no, it's actually, never mind, I lied. I still have to route one cable. I'm close. I was so close that I almost gave up, but I did.
Okay, I do remember the quote now.
Okay, do it. Give it to us.
It's like, just show me where to sign. And then Jim Carrey goes, right on my butt after you kiss it. Obviously, family-friendly version.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Brian. Oh, can you explain reversible fans and what actually makes them reversible? It's the direction of the airflow. So basically, the way the fan blade is positioned, when it's reverse fan blade, it looks like it's pulling air out, but because of the reverse fan blade, it's pulling air in. So it's reverse fan blades are just basically the fans do air in the opposite direction. Back in the day, before Lee and Lee kind of started doing this, you had to actually just kind of have like ugly fans, right? Because it was all about getting fans in the right direction. But when Lee and Lee started doing reverse fans, and then a lot of other companies started following suit, all they did is they just made the fan direction, they kept the fan side pretty, but they changed the fan direction. The fan blade direction. So in other words, now when you look at the SWA fans, and I'll show you again when we're close, I'm just in the middle of cable managing here for a second, guys. When you look at the SWA fans, the fans themselves look pretty. They're in the pretty direction. But the fans are actually pulling air in, not blowing air out, which is typically what would happen. And I'll see if I can do it with a real fan. I'll show you here sorry, I just got it. I'm in the middle of cable management. There is it is or is not oh, there's one. Okay, good. Let me just get this in and then I'll show you. Because I can just show you with a SWA fan, which would be great. There we go. Okay, there we go. There it is, guys. The build is officially done. All right, let's answer your question. And then, okay, so somebody wanted to know what the difference is between a regular fan and a reverse fan. Let me pop this in and then we'll answer that. I still have to put the other front in, but where did I have more? Oh, let me just put these in because I didn't put them in. I'm just getting it finished, so. All right. And it doesn't quite look finished yet, but it will when I put this in, and then I will answer your question. Ugh. It looks so good, guys. It looks so good. Look at that, show them the top down while we, oh, you're on the top down, see? then when you throw that part in, look at that. That is actually a very attractive build, and that took a lot of work, including it has a 360 millimeter radiator. I could have called it quits and said, you know, let's do 240. I could have called it quits and said, I'm just gonna load my Tiki up. No, I finished this build and I made it look good. And it honestly is just some thinking through, but the case worked with me, you know what I mean? Like, in no case was I feel like I was fighting the case. The case gave me options like lowering the front PSU and all those other things to make what I put in here possible. And I have a very powerful build inside of this PC now. Okay, so now I've got it all finished and I can decompress and think now. Let me show you what it means by reverse blade and regular blade, and then we'll do our zip tie count and all that sort of stuff after that. No, the case wasn't a threat. The case actually worked with me, and I appreciate that. And I ended up having the room to, like, there was a couple surprises, like for instance, the Thermaltake hub and the amount of cables that Thermaltake fans. That was a lot of extra stuff we had to throw in there and all that sort of stuff, right? So it's just one of those things that, yeah, I don't think we'll need it again. So if we do, we'll have to turn the thing back on. Let it charge for a little bit. Okay, so let's pop this up. There's the case, and then we'll do the swap from there. Okay, let's throw the front on. I won't put the side on because the funny thing is I did all this work and you can't even see the build, which is really hilarious, but I know, and that's all that matters. And that goes there. And one thing I did forget, I need to put this here back on. And of course we also have the landscapers are coming. Slide that in. There we go. I feel like, oh, I know what I'm missing. There we go. And, okay, so now we have the full build. Yes, I did all this work for airflow, which is important. Okay, so let me use, that guy's like literally right out there. Yeah, we're gonna close the window. One sec, guys. It's called the landscapers are here. Oh, he's gone. He's far enough away. We're good. It'll just come from time to time. Okay, so we'll use this fan. And I'll grab a third fan here so you can see what we're talking about. Okay. So this is a regular fan. Basically the way the airflow works, and you can essentially follow the curve of the fan, but the way the airflow works is it pulls air in and then it basically shoots air out. So if you wanted to reverse the direction of one of these fans, say for instance I wanted this to be intake, the way I would have to install it is literally face down so it would pull air through and into the case. Because if I did this, essentially it would be sucking air through the case. Then when Lee and Lee did, and then eventually everybody followed suit, is they built what are called reverse fans. And you can see now, the way the fan here is working is essentially you can see it's pulling air up and through. So what I can do is when I pull off this, and I switch, now this fan is pulling air through and it looks pretty, right? Versus this is not attractive. And so the reason reverse fans got built is so that you can have the front pretty part of the fan and still have the fan pulling air through. Now, the one thing I will say, and sorry it's getting loud, but eventually it'll go away. The one thing I will say though, is that its ability to pull air is actually less than if it did it, well, depending on the fan, than if it did it this way. So if you do it like normal way, its ability to function this way actually works a little bit better. This is not as ideal, but it's still good enough for airflow fans. So that's the difference between what is a normal fan and then a reverse fan plane. And so these are SWA fans from the team over at Thermaltake, which they're very, very nice fans. So hopefully that makes it makes that clearer about what a reverse fan is. Well, yeah, I want you guys. I mean, the thing is that the reason that this show exists, the reason I got into this was to educate people on how these things worked, right? And if I don't take the time to explain it to you, it's like, yes, the builds are fun and all that sort of stuff, but ultimately, in the end, you guys ultimately want to be able to build your own PCs, and I want to be able to explain this stuff to you. Yeah, really the difference is it's aesthetics and it's not as optimal. So reverse blade fans versus like just flipping around a fan, it will not be as powerful. But in most cases, it doesn't matter, if that makes sense. Well, Corsair, Corsair, Thermaltake, Lee & Lee, I think Asia Horse makes them now. I'm trying to think of who else. I'm trying to think of who else uses fans. Noctua doesn't. Asus does. NZXT does not. NZXT does not. So I think it's Asus, Corsair, Asia Horse, Lee & Lee, and Thermaltake are the ones that do it. Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I'd say the slickest version is Thermaltake, because Thermaltake, you just get both, versus, if I bought, like, for instance, in Braxel's build, I had Lee & Lee SL Infinity reverse fans. You have to buy reverse fans. Versus these, you just buy the SWA fans, and the SWA fans come with both blades. So you can do either version, so you don't have to worry about, did I buy the right fans? Which can be a little bit of a mind bender.
Or if you want to change down the road.
Yeah, or if you want to change down the road, yeah. Yeah. Wow, we got Wild Indians in here doing a little Longhorns. Like, what is UT playing? I don't understand. Yeah, it's pretty huge. It's pretty cool. But there it is, guys. There's the build. Shall we turn it on? After all this work, I did power in. I did plug in the PSU. I did switch it on already. So, and our man Zen reminded me. So we should be able to just do this now. There we go. Boom. And boom. Okay. There it is. Oh, a zip tie count. Yeah, that's a good call. I'll do that first. Yeah, we do. And then we'll do the last one when it boots up, and then we're doing the other stuff, Blondie. And you can, why don't you do we can do, okay, one step at a time. Let's do the zip tie count. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 20. 2, 4. There's 24. It was 24. So it was even again. 24. There it is. 24, guys. When we turn it on, we'll start the giveaway. When we turn it on, let's start the giveaway for the case, because we finished the build. I wanted to do the case last. And then we'll do the last giveaway,
Does anybody in chat just count all the cable ties, or does everybody just guess?
Okay, here we go, guys. You ready? 3, 2, 1. I see it. Those are not spinning, but those might take a little bit. The top fans are spinning. That's good. These are required via USB, so... Oh, but it also might be the magnet, which sometimes happens. Okay, so, because they're not spinning yet. So let me grab, I should have checked that before. Okay, so it is on. Oh, and by the way, it is posted if you want to do capture. So it did post. Now I just got to fix the SWA fans. Whoa. Let me refresh that. So it is in. But the fan, so the one thing that is always like a little bit of a challenge with the SWA fans is that the magnet, if the magnet isn't sitting just right, it doesn't, turn on. And that always seems to be a thing here with them. So you just got to get it to sit right the first time. Luckily, we can take this little thing off and get to this back connection here. Okay, so okay, let's make sure that I did not plug it in right. Everything here is plugged in. I don't even see it spinning. All of it is on. The only thing that is not on right now is the... Let's make sure I plug this in right. Okay, it's plugged in. Just trying to make sure that something else isn't keeping this from turning on. Usually they'll spin and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay. Still not spinning, I'm assuming. Nope. Okay, I'm going to test one thing. We can hit F1. Oh. Everything. Turn on Expo. Okay, just checking one thing. I'm just gonna grab another this is always the best way to do it, is just to test with another fan, since we can just do it on the outside. Just to see if it's not a cable issue or anything like that. Okay. Okay, so it is definitely not. Question is, why is it not working? That is plugged in. Only one play to plug this in. And it's 1, 2. Yeah, I did that, so that's all correct. So, okay. Only other thing that we can check. Just gonna see if the fan hub is bad. Okay, just gonna check this fan hub. Oh, we lost you. There you go. Okay. See if this works. Okay, we are posted. I heard a USB go. This is not. I heard USB go, which is weird. No, okay, so it works. Okay, so that works. Okay, so we definitely know it works now.
Come on. Why are you being so mean to me?
I don't think that's on the right way. Oh, shoot. I realize why. The fans are backwards. Okay, gotta fix that real quick. Okay. Wow. Okay, this might have been fine, but it's okay. We'll put this away and at least we know we have a working hub. I just realized looking at the connections are backwards, so I have to move it slightly. I don't even know how I missed that, but I did. Okay. Okay, at least we know the hub works. All that stuff is fine. Luckily, it's just unscrewing and flipping some fans around, but annoying still nonetheless. Okay. Okay, let me put this away. We're getting there, guys, sorry. This one's a little, that box is a little bit different than this one. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Shut this off. We're close, but I can't run thermals without certain fans running, so. Okay. Flip it over. Okay. I can't believe I put these in backwards. I even hooked up a, like, go. There we go. There we go. Come on. Okay. Yep, that was really wide. Wasn't even in the right direction at all. Wasn't even the right plug. I don't know how I made that mistake, but I did. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Poten. Okay, at least the fans are now the right way. Because you need that airflow. I don't know if, I still don't even know if the hub was working because that other one was not showing power for the other hub. So the hub might be broken, plus the fan wasn't even plugged in the right way. Okay. Okay, so those are all in now. There we go. Okay, now what I got to do, it's a little bit of some fixing here. Okay, I got to give myself, fortunately, a little bit more cable because the cable, that's where the cable is moved forward. Okay. But then, okay. Now let's fix this, and then we'll be good. You can see it better, which is good. All right, there we go. Now I just need to fix this. Oh, shoot. Can't pull that too tight. Okay. Okay, guys, just got to get it back into place and then we'll be good. Okay, so we're going to put that down like this.
Cajun, I remember having a little handheld Spy Hunter game that I was obsessed with that thing.
A little Spy Hunter.
Yeah, the little car game, but it was like, you know, liquid crystal.
Yeah, I remember those games were a long time ago.
But man, they were like cracked my 6-year-old little brain.
I had one that was kind of like like dodging asteroids, kind of.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was actually like it was like more like an arcade cabinet. I remember one of the things I asked my parents for a long time was like a miniature Pac-Man arcade cabinet. There we go. Back when I had no scope that, like, you know, the power of a full-blown arcade versus a mini arcade cabinet, it was just like I just assumed they would be the same thing. I think my parents just knew. They were like, no, the small one is garbage. And they just didn't want me to be disappointed. I don't know. That's what I tell myself now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, last little zip tie. And then we have this all in the right way now. And I'll hold that in too. Okay. Okay, guys, all fixed. All right. Took some new surgery, but it's done. There we go. Just giving myself a little bit more room on this one. There we go. Okay. Now, should be able to just slide this on. Perfect. And then now we're just going to make sure that the cable is in the right place. So to do that, before we screw on that side panel, there we go. Okay. Okay, now just got to move those fan cables in the front. Eventually it'll. Oh, I saw it. One more. It moved. Come on. I saw it move. Come on. Let's go. You worked. I saw you move. Oh, that's really sharp right there. Why are you not? I saw it move. I saw it move. It moved. I saw it move. It literally moved. Okay, come on, guys. I need these roof fans to move. Oh my God, well, they're just not lit. What is going, it's in. I wonder if the RGB is off for this other thing because they are spinning, see? But this was, it would at least spin, and I saw it spin.
I saw it spin too.
Come on. There it goes. There they are. Okay.
Heyo.
Heyo. Okay, now let's put this back. Okay, now we're almost done, guys. There we go. And done. Okay, now all I gotta do is I'll just check the RGB because for some reason, like, none of the lights are on, but it's not. It's definitely it's a. I feel like it's just the RGB's off for the. So check that because it was on when we turned on the PC. Okay, let's check. But we are booted. It's just one of those things that once you get them set, then you never have to worry about it. Okay, so let's switch to DisplayPort. Okay. There we go. Display settings. We'll duplicate these displays. Keep changes. And we'll go to 150. Okay, now let's check Armory Crate. Because we want to get RGB back. Skip. Settings, update center. Update. Okay, let's see if I can do something with this though while it's doing it. Okay, sync devices, RFX. Let's do, for now, let's do a static. What do you think? Okay, it's not loading. Check our update. Still downloading all the stuff. RSync. And I also need to do, this is, what color is this one? This is the RGB Plus, Thermaltake RGB Plus. Let's download that real quick. Okay. Download. Okay, so let that download. Waiting for this to finish its thing. It's getting there, guys. So what color do you guys, what do you think? What do you think for color? XPG's red.
Yeah, you could do like a fire. Like
Yeah, you could just
yellow, orange, red.
Yeah.
Combo. I see a lot of people asking for green.
Purple to match the room. What? The room's not matched to purple. One guy said red. Everybody else is like dark green. Okay, so here we go. Let's do static. Disconnect or anything, did I? It's like the RGB is like, but it's already updating too. No, the RGB is plugged in correctly. Okay. Okay, there are the lights. That's good. That's a good sign. Okay, let's go to RSync. It's just not, it's being slow here with the updates. Okay. One thing we'll have to run is a quick. It's definitely getting air, which is good. Lighting. Let's just do static. What are you doing? Static. Apply. Go red. Select all. Oh, it's still updating, I think. Oh. I'm using SWA fans. SWA fan EXRGB. Oh. Okay. Oh, there we go. That was like that took a lot of work. Okay, so let's throw a little B-roll for Brian. We're not gonna be able to show airflow because flat out it doesn't, there's no way to do it. And there it is, guys. All lit up and ready to go. Because you can't, well, it's not that it doesn't flow, you just can't see it because the cover on the glass is, there's no glass. But there it is, all red. We'll be able to test, we'll test case thermals. And then, unfortunately, we have to call it after that because we have a lot of stuff we have to do before we jump off to, TwitchCon. But yeah, we'll be at least those case thermals. I mean, it's a 9800 XRD 5080. So I'll see if we'll run some stuff in there, but we'll try and be quick. But I want to give you guys the most we can. So we've got one more giveaway, right, Blondie? Oh, potentially Max Bunny. Yeah, it looks so good. And there it is, guys. It is 360 millimeter AIO. And like I said, Ryzen 7 9800 XRD, RTX 5080 Founders Edition. We have 32 gigs of G.Skill DDR5, 6,000 mega transfer RAM, a 4 terabyte Kingston Fury NVMe drive. We're using the B850 Tough Gaming motherboard. This is inside of the XPG Valor Air Nano using the XPG, and it's got such a unique name, the XPG PYMCORE 850 watt SFX PSU. And there you have it right there. And then all of that cooled by the Aqua Elite V6 from Thermalright. So Thermalright Aqua Elite V6, and it is all inside of this case and ready to go. And it's heavy, but not heavy, right? It's lighter than a similar thing. That's a lot of power packed into a very small space, for sure. And there it is, guys. Okay, well, we're gonna say goodbye to Brian, guys. Let's do some, we'll do some thermal testing really quick. So we gotta put the front on, which means you just won't be able to see it, unfortunately. But yeah, we wanna run air cooler. So now it's all sealed. Oh, you can see it a little bit. Yeah, so you can see it a little bit in there. Let's run our AIO, our air stuff. And there it is, guys. So we're gonna run our cooling stuff real quick, and then we'll test our thermals. Okay, auto tune. Yeah, it actually, like, from it, like, it's a pretty build, right? Even with the side, you just get enough of it to, like, showcase and stuff like that. It's got a great look to it. Honestly, it just took a little bit of getting the fans and stuff to get it going there, but snug and good. What do we have? We still have one giveaway left. Do you want to set it up for the 20 and do exclamation point XPG for the $20 gift card, Blondie, and set that up? Oh, exclamation point community is fine too. There you go. Just letting the fan tuning go. I think the one thing that we would change is like we'd change the rear fan to like just be spinning very slow. So it does enough job of getting some air out, but for the most part, not a whole lot that we'd want to have it do. Let it finish its auto tuning. It's a cool build. What do you guys think, right? It's pretty awesome. I bet you the 9800 X3D temps are pretty much easy peasy. Letting it finish its tuning. Yeah, I can understand chasing, what you mean. No, I have a LAN PC. The LAN PC would be the, oh my gosh, the E-Blaster, because that, dude, it's all in one and so easy to set up, so. Okay, so here we go. Everything is here. So we have our tune in, so let's just check our temperatures real quick. Go, let that retry. This. Let's open up hardware info. Okay, and then we'll run Cinebench. Okay, here we go. Set this to 10. Make sure that's going. There we go, multi-core score. Boom. Let's see what our temps are. Look at that, 77. And it's starting to spin up, no problem. 77, 78. So yeah, no issue whatsoever in terms of keeping this nice and cool. And actually, honestly, the other thing too is like listening to this, because it's full load now, the loudness of the thing is not bad at all. So it might get into the, it looks like it's still gonna warm up a little bit, but still, like even as long as it sits in the 80s, the low 80s, again, only airflow is coming from the box. I would probably potentially slow down this rear fan. Oh no, it's coming down, see there it goes, 79, 81. But I mean, it's not gonna have any issues keeping this well under control. So, yeah, it's a very nice looking build. A lot of power in a small place. And XPG, I mean, all in all, you're looking at they've done a good job with the airflow and everything else just to keep it here. Okay, so perfectly fine there. Maybe it'll get up to 83, 84, but even then, totally fine. Okay, let's just check our hardware temps real quick. I mean, our gaming temps, and then we'll call it a day. Tweak 3. Install this because it's easy. There we go. There we go. Just gotta wait for this install, and then we'll run that, and then we'll call it a day, guys. Did we get a winner? That's awesome that we did it, guys. Thanks so much for everybody for joining me today. Oh, yeah, we did. Well, the build's almost done. I mean, we're almost done, guys. We just got to test. We just got to test gaming temps, and then we'll be good. Oh, I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad you liked the stream. I mean, honestly, the PC came out so nice. Keep touching it. Feels good. Because it doesn't stress it enough, Tim. Sorry. Just got to wait for the install. There we go. Cool. There we go. Now you can restart. You just came out so clean. I'm just very happy that we got the 360 in there, like that the cables came great, like temps are good. It's just a lot of power in a very small case, which is good. I like MSI, and I've used, to be clear, I don't know if I have a favorite. I've just used MSI and Asus's more. Yeah, and again, huge shout out to XPG for partnering with us on this stream and hooking us up with those giveaways that everybody was really enjoying, and also giving us the case and the PSU that we used in this build. I really appreciate it that they were here too. Yeah, XPG. Huge shout out to them, guys. Okay, let's check gaming temps now that we got that. Check our OSD real quick. Check this. Let's go 125 just because. Okay, there we go. Where is... Go. Check this and just preview it. Just want to make sure. Okay, so we can see all our temps. That's perfect. Okay, let's give it a go, and then we'll be done, guys. So gaming temps, I mean, the main temps were great. There we go. Okay, let's go to library, Cyberpunk. Okay, just waiting for the game to launch. This should be, I mean, it's funny because we saw Braxel's. Braxel's was at like 99, 100, so at least you have something. That was a Core Ultra 7 with a 265K with a 5070 Ti. So you guys will have something to compare it between this and that one. This is a 9800 XD with a 5080. And we'll do the exact same settings so you have some idea, but then thermal-wise and stuff like that, his temps will be better. But obviously, this one has as much airflow. And very different architecture. From a performance standpoint, yes. This one will be better from a gaming performance standpoint, yes. The GPU is a step up from yours. And the CPU is technically, from a gaming standpoint, the CPU, your CPU is a better all around and better multitasking by far, but as a gaming one, this will be better. Okay, so let's jump into this. Here we go. Let's go to settings, video, 1440p, graphics, ray tracing ultra. We're gonna do balance like we always do, apply, run benchmark. So this is a 5080 9800X 3D. Hey, what's up, Drew? Okay, so we're kicking off at 116, so we're about 20-ish frames per second higher than what we saw yesterday with Braxel. The 5060 is okay. It's a 1080p card, just knowing that it has 8 gigs of VRAM. You may just have to change some settings, but it's a perfectly, for the price, it's a perfectly capable card. It just comes down to what you want to do with it. R50. Wind Indian, they're amazing. They're amazing. And then now we're into the 130s. So you'll probably see a 25 frame per second difference between this and the one that we saw yesterday. The Ryzen 9, it's literally a fantastic. It's got gaming plus productivity. The only thing you got to worry about is parking cores, which have gotten better, but it's still something you have to worry about. Yeah, so in the end, we'll probably end up with 20-ish or so frames higher than what we saw out of a 5070 Ti, which is, I mean, again, not bad. Do the Drew, it's very different. The 5080 is significantly more powerful than the 7900 XT. And there we go, guys. Temps were no problem, 46 on the GPU, 60s to 70s on the CPU, and about 118 frames per second off of that right there. So beautiful, beautiful build. And there it is. That is the end of today's stream. Just gonna quit out of the game and then we'll go through Friday and talk about it and get to shut it down. Okay. Well, again, huge shout out to XPG for sponsoring today's stream and allowing us to show off their brand new case. The case will be coming to the United States at some point in time in the future. They're working on it. Honestly, just even with the red glow and, oh wow, it's warm from all the hot air that it's been blowing out here. But yeah, all in all, I hope you guys saw just, if you were interested in building in this PC, and somebody won this case, but if somebody's interested in building this PC case, the XPG Valor Air Nano, hopefully we taught you a little bit about the order of operations and all that sort of stuff as well. So huge shout out to them. Now, Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Guys, big stream with NVIDIA and NZXT. We're gonna be streaming live from TwitchCon. We're gonna be giving that PC away, which you can enter to win now. And then we're also gonna be giving away a 5060 Ti on that stream as well. And then if you are in the San Diego area and you're gonna be able to, and you're attending TwitchCon, you can join me on Saturday. We're gonna be filming a video with NVIDIA and PNY. You have a chance to be in a Robeytech video if you want to. That's gonna be happening on Saturday, starting at doors open. We'll be taking people for a nice little, walk through history, I guess is one way to explain it if you guys want to join that. But again, for those of you who want to know, twitch.tv/Robeytech or twitch.tv/ I think it's NVIDIA. We're going to be here 1 p.m. Pacific time, Friday, live from TwitchCon. It should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really, really great stream. We're building inside of the NZXT H9 Flow RGB Plus, putting a beautiful 5070/CU7 265K build in that. So slightly less powerful than Braxel's build. And then we'll be giving that away. Plus, you can win if you do join me and you are at TwitchCon, we'll be giving away a 5060 Ti as people who participate in the video as well. So it should be cool. So Circe Plato, there's a link that we're dropping, right? Win big. Blondie's been dropping the link. You can go there and enter to win on the Gleam. Again, huge shout out to the team over at XPG for sponsoring today's stream, for being so amazing. Thank you to you guys for joining me, for Brian for being patient and letting us finish this incredible build. Have an absolutely amazing rest of your night, and we will see you guys on the next stream, which is Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific. Thanks, guys. Bye.